What's going on, everyone? Ash here with a news update on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's that time again. Smash Bros. Series creator and director Masahiro Sakurai is back with a new column in the latest issue of Japanese gaming magazine Famitsu. And this one's a bit special, as this is his last column before the release of Smash Bros. Ultimate on December 7th. As always, our friends over at Source Gaming have translated the column in full. While we'll be summarizing the main points for you in this video, we encourage you to head over to their website after you're done here to get the full story. And with that said, let's jump right in. One of the first topics Sakurai covers is Smash Bros. Ultimate's main theme song, Lifelight. He touches on the fact that the main theme actually has lyrics this time around, and this is because Sakurai realized they couldn't surpass Smash 4's main theme by doing the same exact thing as last time. He struggles with the main theme for every Smash game, he says, but this time Sakurai decided early on to, and I quote, use the power of song in order to make Smash Bros. Ultimate's main theme stand out, thus the use of lyrics. Sakurai then touches on Lifelight's Japanese vocalist, who is revealed to be Erina Koga. She was featured on a television singing contest and recommended to Sakurai by Lifelight's composer Hideki Sakamoto, and impressively, she was only a 17-year-old amateur at the time of recording. Despite this fact, as well as the song's difficult key, Sakurai says, Koga sang the song beautifully and he looks forward to her future endeavors. Sakurai then turns his attention to the recently revealed World of Light adventure mode, and more specifically, why Kirby is the only character to survive Galeem's onslaught in the opening cutscene. While he expects some people to conclude that Kirby was chosen to survive merely because of so-called Sakurai bias, that actually isn't the case at all. In truth, he says, Kirby's survival was determined from a game design perspective and by process of elimination. Continuing on, Sakurai says they needed a solid, convincing reason for any character to be able to outrun Galeem. This immediately disqualified all fighters with quote-unquote normal abilities, and because Galeem's attack consumed the entire galaxy, said character would need to have access to a vehicle that could defy the laws of physics. According to Sakurai, not even short-distance teleportation would be enough. This alone made Kirby a solid contender right from the very beginning, Sakurai says, because Kirby's Warp Star has been able to, well, warp since his very first game. Interestingly, he then opines that the only other two fighters who could have survived Galeem's onslaught are Bayonetta and Palutena. But because Galeem's attack also turned Bayonetta's enemies from Purgatorio as well as other divine beings like Hades into spirits, Sakurai didn't think it made sense for Bayonetta and Palutena themselves to be able to survive. In addition to that, Sakurai says, neither Bayonetta nor Palutena would make for a good starting character in World of Light because the first fighter players take control of must be simple and easy to use, both of which are requirements that Kirby satisfies. With all these factors taken into account then, Sakurai concluded that Kirby was the only real choice. Sakurai then takes the time to touch on a curiosity some fans have noticed regarding World of Light's name. If you read World of Light backwards in Japanese, it reads Kirby of the Stars, but this is in fact just a coincidence and nothing more. Sakurai says that while he noticed this coincidence during development, it was never his intention to write a story specifically about Kirby. He just happens to be the first character you play as, but Sakurai says players should feel free to switch to different fighters whenever it suits them. Next, as he begins to wrap up, Sakurai takes the chance to inform readers that every player will receive a random advanced spirit when they first boot up Smash Bros. Ultimate. Which spirit will you get? Finding that out is part of the fun, Sakurai says. Finally, Sakurai ends the column by touching on a Day 1 patch that will go live alongside Smash Bros. Ultimate's release on December 7th. While players who purchase the game digitally won't need to worry about this, he says, owners of the physical version will need to download and apply this patch before they play. Among other things, this patch will also make sure your replays are preserved. And speaking of replays, Sakurai reveals they can be saved as videos this time around, allowing you to keep them forever. He warns, however, that saving them in this manner takes up a lot of space. And that brings us to the end of this column, as well as the end of this news update. Thanks once again to our friends at Source Gaming for their translation. If you're hungry for more after this summary, make sure to check out the full column on their website, which we've linked to in the video description below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on social media using the links in the video description below. Otherwise, keep it on GameXplain for more on Smash Bros. Ultimate and all things gaming.